Listen, just listening to you tonight has been so it's like I'm living it all again. Um, this week has been like good for me, but bad for me, if that makes sense.
Explain.
I've been under attack all week. And I said it earlier, maybe last week. I said, I told someone on a live that anything good the world would come against. Of course, I knew what I was saying, but sometimes, you don't know what you're saying because
Right, right.
you ask for something and then it happens. But what I've heard lately is so devastating to me. And it's because maybe my world is small, but it's so devastating to me to know that people, our people, will say things like they don't believe. They don't believe in the word. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in God. They don't support our men. That's so devastating to hear women say such things and for men to sit and listen. So, what you're saying is just so true. We are definitely headed in a direction where we're going to need to put on that whole armor and definitely walk it out, stand on that truth, and just do not let go. Just continue. Every time I come on here, I ask God to use me. I don't lead with it because I don't want to turn anyone off, but I'm beginning to wonder if it even matters because who you are is what you represent? So
Exactly.
it doesn't really even matter whether I say it or not. I think
You
it is
you
what it is.
walk it, you
Yeah,
represent it, you walk it. So even when you say it,
yeah,
I say this for negative, and it sows forth for positive. You can only teach what you are.
right,
You can only be who you are, right? So if
right,
that if it shows forth for negativity, it damn sure it's going to show forth for what we're trying to do in positivity, and,
right.
and trying to lead the word. What and I see it every day, security boss. I see it every day, but the blatant punch in the face sometimes just it's just crazy. It's just crazy the way it happens.
Right. I know you probably see a lot more than I do, but I'm so glad that I have a covering because he covers me. My husband takes care of those things, but it's just ridiculous. I mean, just to have your life go down the way that it did. I'm guessing that it was, the copywriting, but it's still spiritual. you know,
Right.
it's still, a side of things to come because you are exactly right. There's so much on YouTube that is ridiculous. I mean, I'm gonna blow your head off, shoot you, just
All
ridiculous
of that.
stuff.
All of that, and
Ridiculous
it plays
plays continuously.
continuously. No shuts.
And
And the
nothing.
crazy thing to me, security, is okay. If you want to talk about, you can take
Hmm.
any video, and as long as it's changed, it's not copyright infringement. And if you're cutting the video up and speaking on it, it's not the same video. In its simplicity, it's not the same video. So if that's the reason why it was shut down, just in that alone, are you going to say due to infringement? I forget what the words they used. But what about protecting the people? When you have people talking about, threatening each other, talking about, I'm gonna come there and do this and do that. Why is that not shut down?
I
Why is that not?
I think
But
a lot of that may not be shut down because sometimes when it gets to that extreme, we just kind of leave it alone, walk away or what have you. Or when you come under attack like that, I don't know if you've ever gone and said, these people are attacking me because of something I said or a video I had. I don't know if you went that far or not. So I think on the opposite side, we kind of just walk away, not bother. But on the good side, the positive side, then, somebody may be complaining or it's just what it is. It's
that's what I think
positive.
it was.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
what I think it was. I think it was someone that was complaining.
Yeah.
And you know what the crazy thing about it is, that for you to just to shut it down, you would think that if you're going to complain about my channel, or you're going to complain about the video, which is cool, you can't complain. Why don't you listen to it before you just cut it?
It's
It's just cut.
it's not gonna make a difference because I'm telling you, people are now outwardly saying, and it's just this is our people now. They were outwardly coming out and saying that they don't believe the things that you're saying. you got a little cult going, and you just echo chamber. People just you're poisoning minds, and if you don't believe or you think differently, then they're saying things like that. And
Well,
these it's interesting, and I don't have time for it. I'm just gonna continue to do what I do.
there
But
you go.
it's just amazing because on one hand we're saying and stating that the nuclear family is what is going to help our culture. And we all know it's true. It goes back to the video that you were showing. There was only one man there, whether he was a father, uncle, or what have you. It was only one, and it was about what, 6 or 7 kids.
Right.
So there's a problem. It's a
And
problem in itself that they're on Scared Straight, taking a 9-year-old, 8-year-old to a prison to get him to behave or to scare him to the point where he understands that there's consequences. That lies a problem. But the only way we can correct it is to put the families back together so people can work together. Now, if you are against that and you want to be equal with the man, or you don't think you need him, or you going to threaten to beat him up, or all these things that they're doing publicly, you
right.
know, we're lost. And I don't see it coming back together if that is having a voice and people are actually listening to it. I hear people say crazy things that they just shouldn't be saying at all. And I'm just really, and some of these people are elders. Some of these
Yes.
people know better. And when I say elder, I'm saying over 50.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm
Wow.
talking about, over 50. A younger person maybe hadn't experienced enough life to know what's best, but 50 and older,
They should know something.
you should know something. I mean, we should know what works. We should know
Right.
what works, whether it's perfect or not.
Right.
I'm gonna have to stand and give an account for what I do, and that man in my life will also have to do that. So if he's not perfect, that's something he has to get right. Same
Right.
for me. But when you're talking about having children and trying to raise them, it takes both. Or like you said, a father figure, I would say inside the home. And that's what's required in order to get this thing back on some kind of path that may work. If we're not willing to do that, we want to fight our men, belittle them. I mean, I heard somebody say, the effing can't even do 10 push-ups, you know,
Well, yeah.
you know, and there were men listening to this. A man is listening, like, wait a minute. Why, maybe he got some problems. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, what is our role into fixing that or correcting it or helping that situation? Because these are our men. They're
Right.
they're the ones that are supposed to protect us. So if they're failing and they can't do 10 push-ups, we got to make sure that they can. I just, you know, I don't
You're
know.
absolutely 100% correct.
I just
Listen, what it's what's the beauty, and it's beauty and curse at the same time. It's
that's
the curse that the simplicity of understanding is not there, but it's the beauty that the Lord ain't looking for everybody.
there you go. And that's the part you have to I have to remind myself of because it's
Right.
real simple to me. Like you just said, it's simplicity. It's very simple, but to some, it's just not happening. The light is not. It's like we said though. You said it was fear. You heard fear. You
Right.
hear what you call selfishness, frustration, and it's just I think about it and I'm like, well, some really haven't been able to experience love, true love from a mate or from your husband or whatever to say, okay, you should invest in marriage. I get that because it hasn't always been perfect and it won't be.
Right.
But can't you see that? Can't you reason your way through that? Can't you see that, where this might have happened? I don't get it. Imma breathe and just continue to do what I do because, like I said, there's nothing I can change or correct about who I am. When I get
Right.
on here and I tell my stories, it is about my life. It's about my experiences, and they're not perfect. I don't live a perfect life, but I live a good one. And I didn't get here by, downing my husband or not uplifting him, not motivating him. He's a man, he has feelings, he has bad days, he has good days. But I realized that, and I realized without my encouragement, he was not going to be the man he needs to be. And I just think that's where we're failing. The women are not, and I hate to come down on women, but it's just,
It's the truth.
yeah,
It's the truth that you're coming from the woman's perspective, and I'll come from the man's perspective. What I hate to hear is the continuous blaming.
yeah,
That's what I hate to hear. My thing is, and again, maybe sincerely was correct. Maybe I put myself in these different these different platforms. But to hear, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman. Okay, cool. You got that out. We've been saying that for about 2 years now. Now what? You want them to submit? I get it. You want them to do all of that. Submit to what?
Right.
Submit to what? What are you giving them to submit to? You're still complaining. So why should she submit to you when you're complaining? Okay, cool. She messed everything up. Now it's time for you to pick it up and fix it. Now you give her something to submit to. These cats, and
Mm.
it is what it is. And again, sincerely, it doesn't discourage me. Like I said before, it made me a little angry because I was going to shut it down at 12. Now I'm ready to go to 6 in the morning. You know what I mean?
All right.
So,
I hear
um, it's just the audacity. Like it's in your face. That I'll never get used to that. That it's in your face.
I will never get used to that because there's no respect. I
None.
mean, I respect everybody. If you don't care, I mean, if you don't think like I do, if you don't believe what I believe, I don't care. I'm still going to respect you. But they don't respect me.
No,
Not
they
at
push their
all.
they push their thing on you. And when you
Yes.
say, "Do you?" I had no problem with how you live your life and what you want to do is cool. Just don't bother me in my little corner of what I'm doing. But
Not enough.
they knock on the door and peep in the hole. Well, we want to come in.
Yep.
Now you don't like what I'm doing here.
Right. Why do you even want to
Why
listen?
you want to? Why you? Well, we want to come in and sit down. I don't got a
Right.
problem with you coming in and sitting down, but you're not gonna like it. It's listen. At the end of the day, the reason why we do what we do is, the Lord is so awesome in the way He speaks because sometimes He can say one thing and He's saying two things at the same time. So when the Lord tells you, "Seek Me while there is still yet time,"
Mm,
you guys better get this now because there's gonna be a time when you can't find Him.
right.
When He
That's
told those brides to make sure they were there on time to get married, when
right.
those three that didn't make it, the door was closed.
Right.
There's a reason why He gives these parables because there's going to be a time when it's not there, and those that have showed their truth, their trust, their honor, their reverence to the Lord, those are the ones that's going to get in, and those that come late, the door's not going to be opened. This is not something I'm saying. This is
No.
something that He says. And this is why we say that we got to stop taking time for granted because you do not know when your card is punched. You
Mm,
don't. And I hope to the Lord, when my card is punched, I can say I fought a good fight
yeah.
because this thing here, it's crazy. And that's the purpose of why I don't show my face
Mm,
because I want you guys to focus on the message, not the messenger. That's the
mm,
purpose. So for all those that ask, why don't you show? Why is just the voice? Because you guys want to focus on everything but what the truth is. That's
you're
what
right.
that's the purpose of it.
Right. Right. First
You
thing
know,
they want to do is find out what you got in your background.
right? What's that? I see that purple unsolicited. Why is it purple and not blue like the rest of the Security Boston podcast? Why isn't it blue like the rest? Why are you wearing that gray sweater?
Yeah,
It's none of your business.
they do.
Stop arguing the person and start arguing the message.
Yeah.
And this is what you see so often, right? Because it's easier to ridicule you because when
Mhm.
you can't ridicule the truth, it stands on its own. And this is what I tell people. I don't need to argue you down. The truth is the truth. The truth doesn't need to be defended. It doesn't. Because
No.
deep down in your heart, whether you want to admit it or not, you know the truth. That's why the Lord tells you the truth shall make you free. People quote that scripture wrong. They say set you free. The difference between set and make you free is because whether you make that left turn or right turn, it was because of the truth. And you will be free in your wickedness or in your truth or
Absolutely.
in your righteousness. So the truth is going to reveal you for who you really are. That's what the truth is going to do. It's going to make you say, the hell with it. I'm just going to be what I'm going to be. The truth. So just listen. We got a short time, man. We got a short time, and this is why I want, and I need to talk to you two offline because there's something that I'm trying to create in 2022, and I would love it if you were a part of it. So I guess you can I guess you could tell me your email and I'll email you. 'Cause I would love to talk to you, but there's but a short time, man.
Mhm.
There's but a short time. And all of these things the Lord wrote not to us, but for us. We're supposed to learn from these men and women's experiences. And
Mm.
what better? We've seen them fall, we've seen them win. We take all this information and apply to our lives. We have more information than they ever had. So we're going to be held to a higher standard.
Mhm.
We're going to be held to a higher standard. So it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, some, and this is hard to say, but somebody got to perish.
Mm.
And to tell you the truth, better you than me. So those that just don't want to hear, it's all good. It's
Yep.
all good. If God doesn't exist, then guess what? I still lived a good life. But if
Yep.
he does, so I'm covered either way.
Yep. I feel like our goal is to remain blameless. It's just like you said. But, sometimes you do feel yourself being pulled in because some of the things that they say are just so unnecessary, just out of order. To tell someone, I'm going to knock your head off or shoot your head off because they don't agree with your principles.
Oh my.
And yeah, because you represent something that they don't believe in, and you got a voice, and obviously your voice sounds good, and what you're doing looks good, and people are listening, and there's a problem with that. And I spoke it. I said that. I said, whatever is good, the world is going to come against. I had no idea what I was opening it up for my trial that day, but I did. I walked right into it, not knowing, had no idea. I mean, I didn't do anything. I'm not saying I did anything, but
Right.
I was just the chosen one this past
Well,
week.
I don't think we're always going to walk right into it because that's just what we do.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
No, I
There's
don't
no way.
care. I don't care,
Right.
but it just goes to what just happened to you.
Right. Right.
Your video was shut down in the middle. I've had I've used not other people's movie clips and things like that in mine, but they allowed me to finish the video and then came back later and said, this may be copywritten or what have you.
Right.
But
Right.
I've never seen happen to you what happened until today. I've never
It
seen that.
it happened one time when we were playing gospel music and we played Lauryn Hill and she shut it down in the middle. So we never play Lauryn Hill again.
Mm,
We played
I've
her and we
seen that.
got shut down right in the middle.
I've
Um
never. That
so
that that is
tell
very
him that's wrong. And that was we got shut down another time for a week because they said that we were going against the World Health Organization. And all
see.
we were doing is playing videos of the doctors speaking. That's all we were doing. We didn't tell nobody, don't do this, don't do that. All we said was just open up your heart and your mind. Then we had another video with Dr. Tenpenny. I don't know if you,
Mm,
Dr. Tenpenny. She came up. Now, this is a woman that's world renowned that she's been an advocate for what's going on in the world right now.
mhm,
Shut
mm,
us down. They took the
mhm,
video down. And it was because of that video. And you
mm.
could it's still and it's somehow some way it's still left in the video history so you could see it, but they when it went into rotation they just said nah, you're not playing it. So it's starting to get blatant
Yep.
and
It
blatant. and
definitely.
and this is where the covering of the Most High comes in. and,
Mhm.
and this is what's so hard. A lot of you women seen what it was like not to have a man during this damn pandemic.
Mm.
When you needed to go out there and get provisions and you by yourself, and everyone that does have a man is grabbing all the tissue, all the alcohol, and you there by yourself with nothing. That's just simplicity.
Right.
Let's not even go into the spiritual aspect of it because we're going to get there soon. That's on its way.
Mm.
This is what's happening. And they don't see it. They keep them dumbed down to the point where they don't see it, but they're going to see. They will see. And listen, the only thing that we could do, what I want to create, I see something bigger than just it being YouTube. And what I mean by that is creating networks in different states so that when men and women need help in that state, they know, okay, I know security boss is in this network. Let me holler at her because I'm gonna need advice or whatever the situation. Or I'm in New York, let me holler at Bolo, or I'm over in Memphis, let me call, Sir Hale, or
Mhm.
Uncle what I'm saying? To know that there's a place where you can go, and no matter where you're at, there's a safe haven, a safe place where you can go and be there and have conversations and be. We don't have that. We don't have it, and that's what I want to create offline.
Mhm.
Because it's good to do this, but there's a lot of people that don't have the capability to stream or to be able to see what's going on. So
Right.
that's the bigger thing that I want to create, and I'm hoping that I can get other people to see the dream, and there's a lot of value in it. There's a whole lot of value. So at the end of the day, we do this for the Most High. The Lord's going to take care of you.
You know what, Bolo, you might need to say it differently. Instead of seeing a dream, you might need to say, "Do you see the reality?"
Oh,
That might need to be
you,
what you need to say.
you got to get this. You get the bomb drop. The
That's
reality
how I
of it.
heard it. That's how I heard it, the reality.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
It's real.
reality of it,
Yeah.
man. Because we can't do this by ourselves. This is the one thing when the Lord tell you, forsake ye not the assembly of one another. He's telling you, you're not going to do it by yourself, man. You're a family. You're a church. You're a temple. You're a synagogue. You're the members. We're not doing this by ourselves. We need each other. Men and women, we need each other. Men, don't think that we could do this without them, that we're joint heirs. We're joint heirs. We need them. They need us. So we just need to put our differences away and say, okay, we messed up. You did you, I did me. Okay, let's do us together. Let's continue walking these dogs and do what we need to do. That's what I want to go into solutions. I'm tired of you did this, security boss. You did this and you did this, Bolo. Okay, cool. We both aired out our laundry. What do we do to repair this?
Right.
That's the point.
Right.
So
That's so much deflection though. When you
yeah,
get beyond who did what, now it's my money. You want my money.
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
get you to sign some papers because of my money. I say this all the time. You get a good woman, she'll sign the papers, but you need to love her. And if somebody leaves, you're still gonna be broken.
And that's what they don't get. I tell the young men. I had an argument with the young man. I think you saw it. You saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling them, my G, if you vet, you don't even need to do all of that.
No.
You don't need to do all of that because if you're under the covering of the Lord gonna take care of you, brother. What you gonna do with a shorty in Haiti and you in America? Haiti, as small as that country is humongous. She'll take him to the bush. What you
Listen,
gonna do at that point?
it's not gonna matter if it
It
doesn't work.
doesn't matter.
It does not. You still gonna be broken if you truly love a woman or a man and they leave or pass away, whatever. It doesn't work out the way you intended it to. You're gonna
That's
be
it.
broke. You're gonna be broken. So
And,
it's
and
yeah,
that's
I
the
heard
point.
that. I heard all of that.
Yeah. And that's the point. These cats keep thinking that they leave with their bread. Unless you're Bill Gates or the dude that runs Amazon, your bread ain't long enough, my G. Because once she flies into America and see them lights that them lights don't shut off,
Yep.
oh my, she gonna be like, what? Then she see the cars and she see how all these people are living. So you lied because you said you were that dude. I
That's right.
come here, you are
And I
normal.
do. That's
You
right.
are norm.
Right. And she sees something else. This is I know. I
That's
hear
that,
it.
and that's the thing, man. Jeff Bezos. Yeah. It's about them seeing you. That's what it is. So
Yeah.
your position in your home is not based on bread. It's based on your integrity, your character, and most of all, your communication and your relationship with God. These cats don't believe in that.
No,
They don't.
they don't.
It's too much work. That's what it is. It's too much work because for you to submit to me, you got to trust me with your life. This is
Mhm.
what they don't understand. They don't understand that submission is trust. They don't get that. They think submission is I just give everything to you. No, only God does that.
Right.
That's
They also
obedience.
right.
And
They
and
think
we're
it's
not God.
They think submission is doing what they say.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
deeper. It's a lot deeper. I told him you gotta love. If you give a woman that, you don't even have to have any money. I'm like, listen, you love a woman truly, and you show her godly principles, and
What?
you don't need any money.
What?
Money is so easy when it's under those circumstances. It's just,
And you
I
know what's so beautiful about the Lord? Because he tells you in John 15:5 that I'm the vine, you're the root, you're the branch.
don't.
I'm in everything. That's why when he told Moses, I am that I am, you got to sit down and ponder that.
Yep.
I am that I am. Anything and everything you see is me. You see Satan? Me. I created that dude. So when people say he's just a renegade dude running around, just doing this and doing that, I say, huh? Because when you read Job, he didn't sound like a dude that was out of order. He sounded like a dude that was in order. And he also told Christ, it was given to me to whom I would give it to. So who gave it to him? He didn't say I stole it. He said it was given to me. A
Right.
dude that's out of order would have said, I walked into the throne room and took it. He didn't say that.
No.
So when the Lord tells you, I am.
Hmm.
So when that woman submits to you, submit to whom you represent, she sees the potential in you because she sees who you're tapped into.
Hmm.
There's no boundaries. I'm tapped into him. Sky's the limit.
Yep.
They don't get it.
Nope.
They don't get it.
They
They will,
don't.
though. They will. They will.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it may be too late, and I pray and hope that it isn't. But we understand that the Lord is not coming back for the circumference of the planet.
Right.
Everybody keeps thinking that. They read John 3:16 and says, oh, for the whole earth. No, he's not. He's not coming for the whole earth, man. He's not. So that's why the Lord says, make your election assured, rightly dividing the word of truth, study to show thyself approved. He's not coming for the whole circumference of the planet. So get in where you fit in, man. So
That's
listen,
it.
I don't care if I'm a street sweeper in the kingdom. Just get me in.
Just want to get in. You're
That's
right.
it. Get
Right.
me in. You know what I'm saying? Let me sweep the floor.
Yeah. You just want
Let
to be
me
on the right side. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's so simple, like you just said, but it's just like it's the will of people. Well, it's the world. I know what's going on. It's the world, but
Yeah.
it's hard to look at because they argue this thing. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you have?
Mm.
What is keeping you right now?
Yep.
What is in this world that is so great that you need to come against what is real? It's just I don't know. It baffles me. It still does. I know it shouldn't because
It-
it is written. It said this is going to be this way, and I know this, but
but when
it's
you see it in
hard.
real life, when you see it in
Yeah.
real life, you're like, really? It's like Christ is hope.
Yes.
If this is the world that is promised, keep it.
Yes.
I don't
Keep
want it,
it. I
G.
don't want it. It's
I
too
don't
much.
want it. If this is what the world is, I don't want it. Keep it. Keep it. If this the hate, the anger, this the separation, the killing, the murder, if this is what this world is about, the no one taking accountability, no respect, no order, keep it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And you know what's so crazy? Just this morning I said I wouldn't piss on this earth if it was burning. I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because the simplicity of it is what's crazy. And for it's just people just want to do their own thing. That's what it is. They just want to do their own thing. Because you lose your life for Christ, right?
Okay.
When
Yeah.
I came into Christ, I was a teenager. So when I look at, as a 49-year-old man, I sit there and I go, damn, you guys y'all had a lot of things. Y'all were able to do a whole lot. I lost my life. I'm a
Right.
slave to him.
Right.
So the things that you guys do, the flesh in me says, damn, I like to do it. But the spirit says, that's not going to be good for you.
You know it's not.
It's not good for you. So you have that wrestling, like Paul said, right? You have that wrestling within yourself. But you
Right.
look at it and go, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Do you. Do you. And that's why I tell you, if you're going to be a drug dealer, be the best drug dealer you could be. Don't half-ass yourself. Because
Right.
you're going to wind up dying for it. So you might as well go all out.
Right.
Do you.
Right. Some people don't understand that. As good as you are on the bad side, you be just as good on the good side. I
They
don't
don't
think people
but
understand that.
that's why the Lord always dealt with broken people.
Right.
That's why he always dealt with broken people, because you know what? I want you to take that. I'm going to fix you up. Take that and go find other broken people, because you're going to be the testimony that's going to go out there. You're going to be that light that gets them. I don't want someone that got it done, Pat. I don't want them because they're perfect. There is no life in them, right? There is no character. Character is built through turmoil, through hurt, through brokenness. That's through suffering.
Mhm.
And again, I want people to understand that your suffering is not tied always to you being wrong or doing something sinful. Job did nothing wrong, and the Lord brought him through it. The Lord shapes us through suffering. He shaped Christ. You ain't no greater. I'm no greater. We're going to go through the same footsteps that he went through. And what we're going through is nothing.
Mm.
It's nothing. But just to sit here and talk, because I guarantee if I was talking about football and I was cursing, wouldn't have got shut down.
Right.
And this is the thing, and for the people not just to see it, for them not to see it, not to sit there and go, yo, you know what? This is crazy. Open up that book, guys. Open up your book and read it, whether you start from Genesis or you start from Matthews. Read your book. Get that relationship, man. It's going to save your life. I promise you that. It's going to save your life. I don't do this to get paid.
Mm. Mm.
I don't do this. The only thing I ask people to do is pay attention and pay it forward. I don't do this. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have none of these things. None of these things. So if anything, we put the money back into the channel to help. We send Bibles. We do all these different things. Listen, yeah, you invest in your finances. You invest in your retirement. Invest in your spiritual retirement.
Mm.
Invest in that, because that's more important. Your bread you can't take with you. Your soul is who you are. Your soul is who you are. And that's why the Lord tells you, don't be scared of that man that can just tempt your flesh. Be afraid of the man that can tempt your spirit and your flesh. It ain't done when you're gone.
Mm.
It ain't done. So the Lord is telling you, stop playing with me. Stop playing with him. And I don't know how else we can say it. How else can we say it?
Nothing but to continue to do what you do. Keep making your points. I don't like it when you have to argue or when you have to go back and forth because you say what you say and you know exactly. But that's what I was telling you that one day. We can't leave anything out. If you leave, if you leave something out, that gives them a in. So whenever we are making our points, we cannot leave anything out. My husband tells me that all the time. You have to make it really clear, because sometimes they don't know, and other times they're just looking for you to be wrong. So
You're 100%.
can't
You're
leave
100%.
anything out. You cannot.
You got to talk to these people. You got to give them milk.
Yeah.
And we say this all the time, right? A lot of the times that people want to go into the scriptures, they want to go deep. Like, tell me about the history and all that. Dogs. Christ is simple, my man. He's simple. Just open the book. All of that other stuff will come. But first, get a relationship with him.
I was curious. A relationship
Yeah,
is
get a relationship with him. For you want him to open up the vault and show you all the jewels and everything. You ain't even passed a security check yet.
yeah. You won't even understand it. You'll just be calling
Right.
words. You'll call words if
That's
you
all it is to you.
You have to get the relationship. You
There
get the
you go.
relationship, he'll reveal things to you that you didn't even know you knew. So,
Just open up the book and read it, man. All that other history, all that other deepness. Because I know when you hear people on YouTube, you hear other people breaking stuff down, they start talking the Byzantine Empire, sounds good. But information ain't gonna get you into the kingdom.
nope.
Your relationship with God is.
No. You gotta know how to live every
That's
day.
it.
It's
Okay.
just not gonna get you
It
anywhere.
sounds good
No.
when we up here breaking it down. You're like, damn, that dude is heavy. But then you sit there and that dude go, your relationship with God is going to get you into the kingdom. Not how many scriptures you know, not how deep you can get, not, being able to break down the different languages. No, it's not. That's
You know
good to gain other followers.
what?
It's
You know
good
what,
for other
Bolo?
followers, but not you. Yeah, yeah, darling.
I always ask how many scriptures are enough to know. You know, 'cause, theologians will argue with you about these scriptures, and it's used sometimes just as a sword to cut you down, to put you in your place. So I always ask, how many scriptures do you need to know to prove that you got it? How many do I need to know? You know, and
Right.
nobody ever has an answer for that, and
No,
nobody knows it all.
there is none.
So why are you doing this? Don't beat if yeah, that's another day. I
Just
think
me
that's a lot.
coconuts.
Yeah, that's a lot
Just
of
me
work there.
coconuts.
Yeah.
You have to understand the Bible, and I was flawed in saying it, but it's a good thing to say when we say the basic instructions before leaving earth. The
Mhm.
Bible is not, Christ don't deal with instructions. He deals with relationships. He deals with love. He deals with communication. He deals with a story, a love story, right? Lyrics at that. And I 100% agree with her. So when
Mhm.
we're talking about information, I understand your point. I get it. But information is not going to give you, it's not going to reveal to you the love of Christ,
It won't. It
because
won't.
the Old Testament was information. And the Lord tell you that that covenant with Moses had to be destroyed, not broken, destroyed. Because if you look at the information, and I
Mm,
give this example all the time, Mary Magdalene, these guys had information. They found Shorty about to have sex with another dude, butt naked. They brought her instead of both of them. They had information. They had the law. But what did Christ give? Christ came with love and said, "He who has no sin cast the first stone." You dudes want to condemn her to death. Yes, she deserves death, but he who has no sin cast the first stone. All of you dudes are guilty. It's just that she got caught. All of y'all are guilty. But he ain't let her off the hook. What did he say to her? Go and sin no
Oh, it's
more.
saying no more. You talking like body counts now. What is that what you're saying?
That's what these, you know what I'm saying? And
I
that
know.
and,
I
and
know.
that's what these cats don't understand. It's not
Yeah.
about information, bro.
Nope.
It's not.
It's all
But
about
it's
relationship.
about the relationship. The Lord will reveal all of that to you. But it starts with you being one in Him, being still in Him, having a relationship with Him.
Mm,
All of that other stuff is going to be revealed. It's going to be revealed to you. But it starts with you being in Him. Even when you read John 15, it says you have to be in Him and Him in you.
mm.
You put your hand out first. We need Him. He don't need us. The Lord said He can raise rocks to worship Him. We need Him. So I understand your point though with the information, but that comes much later after the relationship with
Much
Christ, man.
later.
Much
Much
later.
later. I
We
agree
just,
with you. I agree totally. But you know how it goes. We have to argue this stuff all the time before we can get to Christ.
yeah.
So,
I mean,
you
listen,
know.
if it's a person that that's about truth and they're sincere, we, Anthony and I, we've been here at 6, 7, 8 in the morning. Started 9:30 the night before, ended
Mm,
9 o'clock the next morning. If it's a sincere person, I don't have a problem with going through it. I'll sacrifice my sleep. But if it's a person, Just Me Coconuts is a sincere person. If it's a person that just wants to be an a-hole, you're gonna get cut swiftly. I promise you that. You're gonna get cut swiftly because we're gonna see you. The
yeah,
spirit's gonna reveal you,
right.
because you just want to be right or you want to bounce around or whatever the situation is. So now at this point, my man Tommy says this all the time. At this point, I'm going to talk through you instead of talking to you. So I'm going to use you to show the people what not to be. And that's how it is. And it's unfortunate. Hopefully when they look at the replay, they can sit there and say, "Damn, I was an idiot." But
Yeah.
it's a shame that it comes to this. It's a shame that only a few, many are called, few are chosen. The Lord says this is not Bolo saying it. It's not unsolicited boss saying it. It's the Lord saying it. Only a few gonna get in. Understand what a few means. It's over 8 billion people on this planet.
Mm-mm.
8 billion people ain't making it. And sometimes you gotta use that scare tactic for them to understand. Yeah. He says, one thing I can say, I never argue scriptures. The truth stands by itself. I think that what, security boss and I are saying, that when it comes to a person that's ignorant and don't know, it's not really arguing because they truthfully don't know. So our job is to break through their garrison and break through their thought process of what they think is the truth to get them to see, right? Because our job is not to convert you. Our job is to drop the truth and keep it pushing. The Lord converts you, right? One man planted, another man watered, but it's God that gives the increase. However, Christ never gave up on us. So our job is not to give up on you and each other, right? So if it's a young man that, I remember there's a young lady that had a alcohol addiction, and someone gave her a scripture, and we understand why he gave it to her, but he didn't give her no context to anything. We were up here with her for about 6 hours because she was saying, I'm no good to God, because the way he delivered the scripture. And Anthony and I up here for 6 hours deconstructing what he constructed to say, nah, he gave it to you wrong. First of all, you need to understand everyone shouldn't be a pitcher. Everyone ain't built to pitch. He certainly wasn't one to give you this, because he hurt you more than he helped you. And that's the problem, and that's the issue. There's a lot of people up here that should not be doing what they're doing, but they're doing it. And they need to understand that when you do that, the Lord will take that person's blood and put it on your hands.
Mm.
You better understand that. He talks about these shepherds and all these, whether you want to be a shepherd or not, when you get up on here and you start quoting scriptures and start saying such and such, you've put yourself in a position to be a fisherman of men, whether you like it or not. The same way you have sex with the woman, you put yourself in a position to become a father, whether you like it or not. So if you don't want to be a father, don't have sex. If you don't
Okay, now
want to
you
be,
know that's a very hard concept, right? Every man don't get that. You just said a whole lot real
this
quick.
one's gonna get this one's gonna get canceled too. This one.
It's real simple, but that they argue that. How can you argue that?
People like that, I leave it alone. When you argue the simplicity of it, like, I understand. I had one guy that I spoke to, a lawyer, and it's up on my channel. It's like a half hour. And he was talking about, he had this young lady, and she was saying that her father was emasculated by her mother for over 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm listening to the whole panel, security. I'm listening to the whole panel. As soon as I get on, I say, let me ask you a question. So it's her fault that he stood there for 40 years? Here we come. It's our fault, fellas. I said, bro, I heard you speak and say if a woman disrespects you on the first date, you out. So yeah, she's been disrespecting for 40 years. So it's her fault still? Does he take no accountability at all? Well, brother, you got to understand, he can't leave now because he's 40 years. Well, that's his punishment. That's his punishment. He shouldn't have stayed 40 years. He should have stayed 2. He should have stayed 1. Should have stayed 6. You're telling me from the first day he met her, she was emasculating him? We have to start looking in the mirror and start looking at ourselves and saying, what part? Because it's easy to say, security boss, it was because of you that I did such and such. But it's hard to say, what part did I play in this dysfunction?
How about that? I fell for it. How about that?
Yep.
I fell for because I didn't have to be there. That's
Yes.
hard. People that listen, accountability is kryptonite. It is. It
Right.
is.
Another
It's
thing that my man Tommy says, because when you
wait a
become
minute. Are you doing Tommy Sotomayor?
yes,
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
because
Go
what
ahead.
he says, another thing he says, we all say something similar to it, but he says when you become the problem, you also have to become a solution. And what these people don't want to realize is they don't want to realize that they're the problem, because now accountability is on you. Now I can't say it's because of security boss that I am the way I am. Once you realize and say, okay, cool, she wasn't the right one for you, right? Yeah. When did you realize this? 10 years ago. So why did you stay for 10 years? Well, you got to understand, at that point, I'm like, brother, listen. Once you hear, well, you got to understand. All right, man. I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. If
You
you can find your way through that bag, it makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. And
I was, I was not struggling myself, but, I wanted to do a show about accountability, because I got a comment that, accountability is kryptonite for women. So, of course, I went and, did a little background on accountability, kryptonite, and all this. I'm thinking, "Let me figure this out," because accountability for me is like relief. You know, I find pleasure and say, "Yeah, I did it," and go ahead and go on with it or whatever,
right,
instead of, walking around with somebody did something to me. I kinda, like, wanna own it. So, I struggle with the fact that people don't wanna take accountability, and what does it do to them? Why do they resist it so much? Why do you not wanna be responsible for your own decisions? Why do you wanna always blame someone else?
because they want to stay in that fear. Because when you take accountability for what you do, it's an enlightening moment, and it's
Very
strength,
much,
and it's
very
strength.
much.
They
Listen,
don't want that strength
I
because
never
when you
wanna be caught out there. I never wanna be caught out. I never want somebody to look at me and say, "You were wrong." I always wanna be the first one to say it.
right,
I don't want
but
that.
even if someone says you were wrong, when you sit there and you take accountability and say, yeah, you know what, you're right. Now I learned that it's because of me. So if it's because of me that I can go left, then it's because of me that I can go right.
Right,
They don't want that, because once you become the problem and you realize it, it's on you to become the solution. So once you sit there and say, so you knew your breath stank, right? Yeah.
right,
So you knew your breath stank. See, they're gonna say, no, I didn't know. Because once you say I didn't know, I can't find any way around that. But once they say, yeah, I mean, you could taste your breath, my G. Because if I can smell it and I
you
tasted it,
taste it.
then I know
Absolutely,
you can taste it, my G.
absolutely.
So you knew your breath stink and you still came over here and still said hello. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
I do.
simplistic way. And when you see that eyebrow rise, that's when you say, cool, now you're going to do better. Because now I left you better than I found you. And that right there, that eyebrow raise, that's the Lord. That's
Mm,
the Lord. That ain't me. That's the Lord right there. That eyebrow raise means that the words that he gave me and he ordered me to say to you got you. And I
right.
take no glory for it. None.
It actually takes the sting away, when you can
Yes.
just relax in it. I did it's tough, though. It is really tough because just like that little scenario you went through, a man not knowing that laying down with a woman could produce a baby is blowing my mind. I'm thinking, "Okay, y'all you gotta help me with this one. What do you mean?" Then one older man called in and said, "Oh, we men, we gonna lay down with a woman like, oh, that's a gift." I'm like,
I
"What?"
think that was the 56-year-old dude, right?
Yes. He said, we men, we gonna lay
He's a,
down with him. Like,
and he's
that's
an elder.
That's what
He's
I'm
an
talking
elder.
about. He said it like it was just like, "You know better. Imma lay down with this woman." So you
Dudes
better
like
protect
that,
yourself.
you need to put them on a separate island with no boat, no nothing. And every 6 months, you just drop a case with food and provisions in it. Dudes like that can sit there and say, well, we going to lay with them. Okay, so when a child is born, what happens to that child, bro? I'm trying to save these children so my child don't get robbed by the one I probably could have saved,
Oh my
get
goodness.
shot by the one that I probably could have saved.
Mm.
This lawyer told me that that we gotta fly to another country to to go find ourselves a
Yeah.
woman. I
Yeah.
said to him, but what about those dudes that can't get that can't afford a passport? Well, they gotta figure it out. I said,
Wow.
huh? What do you mean they gotta figure it out? What do you mean by that? Well, brother, I don't want to search it. I said, bro, but what happened to the village? What happened to the family?
Mm-mm.
What happened to it? And it mind boggled me. I
Yep.
mean, his points are, when he speaks, his points are good, but on that, it rocked my world to hear a man that relatively speaks smart say that. And I'm like, dude, all right, bro, I got you. I
Well,
got you.
when a person comes from total logic, the spiritual aspect of it gets lost. The 2 can't always be together. You talking about faith and belief and things like that. That doesn't live in logic. Logic is totally what you see and what you've been through. So
But
that's where
that
you get some pushback, you
but
know.
security boys, I'm just saying, just straight up, you're talking about a young man that may not have the means to go across the sea. You're telling me that only going to these other countries. Now, I'm not telling you not to go to the other countries. All I'm saying to you, young men, is do the work on yourself before you go to these countries, because as the scripture says that we findeth the wife, it's also what you're not reading into that is she findeth the husband.
Right.
That's what you're not reading into that. What, I mean, do you really think the Lord is telling you, okay, you're gonna find it the wife, but she ain't getting nothing?
Well,
Is that what you really think the Lord is saying?
it kind of sound like it, don't it? Because
It doesn't. I
the
mean,
other half of that is this, because you didn't even say that. You said, okay, if they can afford to do so, go ahead. Because seems like is a solution to the problem, is what he was given. So,
right.
but what about the ones that can't afford to do it? What's their
That's
solution?
yes. And he
Oh,
was like, well, they got to figure it out. I said,
ugh.
yeah, they stuck. And I'm like, but dude, what about you? What
Hmm,
about you? What are your mentorship? And then at the end of the conversation, he gives the outro, and he's saying what I'm saying. I'm like, you can't make this up, man. And I don't care how you get the information. I don't care if it's me giving it to you, as long as you get it. I don't give a damn how you get it. Just get it.
right,
I don't care. I'm not stuck on, well, you got to hear it through Bolo or you got to hear it through security boys.
right,
Did you get it? Yeah, you got it. Cool. Let's all walk.
right, right, right,
I don't want to get caught up into, because that door opens up to pride.
right. Oh God, yeah. And then just keep in mind though, it's the truth. You know, if it's a good message, more than you're gonna say it should be anyway. More than you should be saying it. So if you see it like that, then it's okay. It's okay. But for somebody to argue the point, then turn around and use it, it's a little bit off. But
It's
we
however you get
continue.
it. Yeah, we continue.
We continue
As long as you got it,
as long as you got it. You're right.
I'm good. I'm good. And I'm happy with it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. You know what I'm saying? It's about the glorification of our Lord and Savior.
Right.
That's what this is about. It's not about me.
Definitely.
So to all those that want to see my face, there I am right there. Little child looking at the TV. That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Learning.
That's
Learning.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Open up the book, read it, you'll see me in the book. I'm
Right.
that dude that's running around in the book. That's who I am. We're getting too caught up into who's delivering the message, but who are you, security boss? What do you mean? Who am I?
Right.
It shouldn't matter who I am,
No.
but they're gonna get this. I don't even understand how women can push back on what you say.
Oh wow. You just wouldn't believe. It's offensive, I guess, because sometimes I'm a little direct maybe. Maybe I don't give enough of my testimony, of like the mistakes that I've made. But, it's okay. I must continue because I can only tell my life. I told you it's no need in me not saying things or making sure I say it correctly because it speaks for itself. It's nothing I can do about it.
Nothing you
I'm
can do.
on nothing I can do.
It,
Nothing
it's
I can do.
just it's just crazy, man. It's a beautiful thing because in situations like this, we all gather, and that's why I want to. I see all of these people gathering together in wickedness. Where
Mm.
are the people that gather together in righteousness?
No, that's not cool. Righteousness is not cool. Wickedness is very cool because it can go so far down a rabbit hole, is what they say. It can go real far. They be talking about all kinds of things that ladies should not be even listening to, but they'll sneak it in, and then you have to really hear up and dismiss yourself. Or guess what? You're there now talking about, not talking about it, but you're exposing yourself to it. It's entering your ear gate, your eye gate. It's just too much. But it happens real quick, really quick. And
It's
we gotta protect ourselves.
that's it. That's all we can do. All we can do is protect ourselves. All we can do is proclaim the message, the gospel. That's all we can do. And
Yeah,
pray that, we know the Lord's words don't go out void, and those that he wants to hear will hear.
we'll
So,
hear. You said it. Well, Bolo, listen, I appreciate
yeah,
you so
yeah,
much
I'm
for
about to send a prayer up.
allowing me to come and
Oh, thank you for coming, darling. I appreciate
I
you for
definitely
coming up.
appreciate it. I was always wanted to speak with you.
Thank you.
I thank you
Well,
so
I'm
much.
gonna email you.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Okay, good.
Yes.
And please do. And I'm sure I'll hear from you or see you soon.
You will. I will make it my duty. When do
Don't
you
come
when do
on my
you
channel fighting folks now.
no, 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 no.
I'm just kidding.
When do you go on?
I try to go on. Well, Monday, I was doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Monday got overwhelmed. So I'm going to start doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Now, Wednesday is dedicated to younger folks. I do a Rich Auntie channel
Okay.
where I kind of play around with them a little bit. I just try to keep them positive.
Gotcha.
Um, so that's kind of reserved for that. But Tuesday and Fridays, I like to do a live and just speak on the things that I know. What
Gotcha. What time do you go in?
I try to do around 8:30.
Okay. So then I'll stop by a half hour and talk with you.
I would definitely appreciate that, and maybe we can get some things done.
Oh, helps. We gonna get some things done.
Definitely.
And thank you so much for your support. Thank you for coming
Thank
up
you.
here,
Thank
sharing.
you. All right, have a good night.
You
Goodbye.
too, darling. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.